Welcome to 90 Day Fiance.
Three-way. Replay.
All right. Episode 18 and 19, Tell All Part 1 and 2. How's it going?
Really good.
Super
Bringing in that
fun.
energy.
Okay. You gotta bring that energy for the tell all.
That's right.
What kind of energy? Like a Jibri level of energy?
Oh my God.
Jibri.
That's a good.
I got a lot to say about Jibri on this tell all.
Should we start
man.
Good segue?
It looks like we should start. I just get that. I think that's the biggest tea of this entire tell-all is this Jibri. I don't know. What do you call that? Angst? He just seems angry.
Like he is like wilding out. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's what I was thinking the whole time. It didn't even make sense. The stuff they didn't even say, too. The Emily said.
And he totally was bullying Ari every chance he got. He was totally on her.
Yeah, and like laughing when Bini was talking about his relationship. Like, this is like, I don't know. The thing that pissed me off is like, okay, well, so let's talk about like, basically what we're referring to is that Jibri just came out of the gate, like making fun of everybody, talking shit, saying unnecessary stuff. Like he was, I don't think you're gonna make it. I don't think you're gonna make it. For no reason, like nobody even asked him. And like when John came out, he immediately started talking shit. And the thing that pisses me off about this, like Jibri's always talking about how, like, you know, love, light, you know, put that positive energy out into the world, you know. But then he just says all this crazy shit for no reason. And then it's like, I don't know. It's like it really was so different from the way that he came across like throughout most of the season. I was like, what is going on here during the tell-all, you know?
I was wondering if he was on coke. I'm like, is he on drugs? Because he's acting like he's on drugs right now. With the John thing, why was he even mad at John? Because during the bachelor party, he mentioned other woman or something like that. Like, I have no idea. Like, what was it about John that pissed him off so much? He never.
Well, it was like that John was already like, he seemed like he was already drunk or wasted or something, and Jibri didn't like that. And then he was just like, you know, I respect Patrick, I respect Thais, but I don't respect you. You're a freeloader, man, like all this stuff. And he just, I don't know. I don't think my hunch really is that he just came out of there to get attention for his YouTube channel. And it was all fake. That's my hunch.
Yeah, but it makes him feel like a not approachable person.
Yeah.
Like, why would I want to be friends with someone who just kind of is always on the attack and a little bit defensive? Because like when John tried to come for him, he told him that he can't go back on the stage with them. Like he will not film with him if John is allowed back on stage.
Like a lot of stuff he said was very hypocritical. Like, yeah, about the bullying, like you not being a good person. But then like, yeah, he said a lot of like mean, unnecessary things to people. And the thing also is that is also, I think, very immature, is that when he couldn't handle it, he walked off stage and he was just like, they're jealous. Everybody's jealous. Everybody's jealous of me and what I got. It's all just jealousy. I was like, that's not right.
That's what a hater always says when you hate on him.
Right. He's like, why, you know, he hasn't talked to me all this time, and then now he's trying to come up here and be the nice guy when he was talking about his best friend. Like, why don't you say it to his face? Like, why are you getting up and walking away and like repeating things under your breath? As Ari said, passive aggressive instead of just saying it to his face.
Yeah. It's just the V thing too was so dumb because it just seemed like a whole bunch of fake ass like nonsense. Like Jibri saying like all this stuff. How could you do that to me? Like you weren't there for me, this and that, like all these really very, very negative things, right? And then it's like, why don't you just say, you know, like that you would like be okay with like Miona? And then Davida's like, well, I mean, I'll be okay with Miona. And then right then and there, Davida's like gets up, hugs him, like, I love you, man. You're the best. It's like, this is all just like fucking stupid nonsense. It doesn't make any sense.
It was really chaotic, and the whole time, for some reason, Miona just kept her cool. She didn't say hardly a single word. I don't know how she could be with Jibri. How could she not turn around and look at Jibri and be like, You cray.
Yeah, that was the unfortunate part of this tell-all for me, for the two of these, for these couple is Miona didn't really have much of a role in this tell-all. Like we
Mhm.
didn't hear much from her. She didn't have much commentary. She didn't have
That's true.
much of anything. Like even her, when they try to recap the arguments with Jabri's mom, I mean, looking back now, it seemed like it was so innocuous.
Mhm.
What did you think about that? Okay, let's go and talk about like when they were talking about Jabri's mom. Um, Miona said that she thought that she tried really hard even to the end, and she thought that they were gonna change their mind up into the end, and
Mhm.
they didn't. Um, I feel like it makes his parents look so bad still. I'm totally against them the way I was in the other episode. Because it seems so selfish. Like just because what she didn't want to have a big wedding. Like what is it about Miona that they did not like? When she was telling him you seem like you're really unhappy, like you're really stressed. It's like he is stressed. Like in life, you get stressed. You have new responsibilities. You're gonna get
Mhm.
married. You're trying to plan this thing. Yes, it doesn't mean that his life is broken or that his marriage to Miona shouldn't happen. Do you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, oh,
Yeah.
son, I can tell that you're just not happy. And I'm like, what? Because he's stressed about all these crazy events in his life right now and these people like yourself, mother, trying to
Mhm.
manipulate him and like mind F him. And now look at him. He's all over the place. He's crazy.
Maybe that was the first time that they ever seen him like that. But I don't know, since he does seem like he lives a crazy lifestyle. And he fights with David all the time. So I don't know.
I like what is it about Miona did? Do you think it was Miona really that upset them? Like why wouldn't they not come? Like what is it? Is it Miona?
Maybe it's not Miona, but maybe it's like Jibri being with Miona. Jibri is like totally different. Because he did like, I mean, he was willing to totally destroy all of his other relationships for Miona. Right?
Well, he was saying it himself that he already had felt that they were weighing him down. David and that other
Yeah,
Brandy.
but I don't know, because it just seemed like he was just saying stuff. That was when during the time of the tell-all, he was just saying so many things. And like, yeah, when he was talking to David, I don't know. It's just I feel like it's kind of hard to believe because he seems like he would just say that stuff just to like defend Miona in the moment. And David had a good point where he's like, "Well, how come you didn't say anything?"
Right.
And we were wrong. He did invite him. He did not invite him. I
He
mean,
did not invite him. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man.
But overall, I think I think Jibri was like being toxic on purpose for the show for clout.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. Yeah. Now that you mention it, that sounds right. That sounds right. Just because he was so erratic and all over it made zero sense.
Hmm.
He even came after Bilal. Bilal, who tried to help him, he's like, "Yo, you
Exactly.
okay? Play your, be cool, be cool. Don't let this guy take you out of yourself. Don't
Hmm.
become something you don't want to be just because of John." That for some reason he was really personally upset by. Maybe because he called him Sparkles. Sparkles.
Gotta
Spackers.
love that Peter Griffin accent.
What did you guys think of John?
I
I like
love
John.
John. He's my fave. He's his own show.
He does.
He is on show.
He's so
Like,
funny.
like, come on, Sparkles. I ain't afraid of you. I saw what you did to your friend, and I ain't scared.
Not just his friend, your boyfriend over there.
Boyfriend. There you go. Boyfriend. That was funny. And
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So then we can move on to like Patrick and Thais. We find out that she's pregnant.
Yay.
Mm.
Um, let's see what else. Oh, and that we have that shocking thing about his steroid use that he thought he couldn't have kids because he was shooting blanks.
Hmm.
And but what I don't understand is like, oh, I thought I couldn't have kids because of my steroid use because I went to the doctor and I got it all fixed and everything, and but I thought I couldn't have kids. Like, but didn't he just say you went to the doctor and you got it fixed? So
Yeah, it comes back.
yeah, So you can have kids. Hello. And then they start talking about double standards, like looking at his messages, Thais looking at his messages, but we find out, the whole replay about him cheating during that middle period of their relationship. So whose side are you on? Do you guys think that he did cheat on Thais, or was it in fact like they weren't truly defined yet and she was in Brazil?
I mean,
Um,
if you haven't had the exclusivity clause built into the talk when you get together,
mhm.
it's not cheating.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I feel like they tried to make Patrick look really, really bad. Like he really went out and cheated. But I can see the situation that he's talking about. Like he went to Brazil, maybe visited her a few times, but like you're not totally sure if it's going to go anywhere. If you
Mhm.
meet somebody here, I could kind of see that there's a gray area
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, he's dating. You know what I mean? Like he's
Mhm.
Yeah.
actively dating.
Yeah. I think maybe, I don't know what Brazilian dating culture is like, but did Thais think that if she agrees to go out with a person, then they're exclusive? Maybe that's the disconnect.
Yes. And then like that's it. There wasn't. And then John comes out, and there wasn't really much. He mostly started fighting with Jibri. But they did talk about, like, they did tell they did ask Patrick, like, why doesn't he stand up to John? And he says, well, it's because he's my older brother, It's like you, Jabri, standing up to your mom. Like, I didn't see you give it to her. It's like, yeah, he helped raise me, this and that. So you want to do it slowly, which I thought was a good response. What do you guys?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think we forget um all the stuff in the beginning that made us like Patrick and John, because they had like a hard time growing up. And then John was the one who helped raise them and then was there for him during his divorce, right?
Right. I
And then
even
Jibri called him
forget. I'm
trash.
sorry. I know. Oh my gosh.
It's fucked up,
See,
man.
this is a garbage man. He's a
He
terrible
called
person.
him trailer trash. She's like, back on, they call him trailer trash. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
And then Kara was like, how do you feel about him calling your brother trailer trash? And then they didn't show Patrick responding at all. He didn't
Mhm.
respond. They didn't.
He was really calm the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't really mad at him for anything. I think
me
it's supposed
either.
to be mad at him.
I know. He defends himself really well. I guess he's like Bilal, like a really good salesman.
Yeah. Bilal was really good at defending himself, I gotta say, too.
He has an answer for everything. Everything you throw at him, he has a diplomatic answer
Yeah.
for.
Even when Sean was asking him about it, he ended up saying, like, well, words have a lot of power. They can like build people up or they could destroy people. And just talking.
Oh man, it's just like pseudo intellectualism is so off-putting.
It's
But
going
it
in
works. It
circles. It's
works
like
though.
it's like a political. It's the way he
Yeah.
responds is like a politician. He should run for politics because his ability to give non-answers is incredible to divert the attention from the original question
Yeah.
and start to
We the
make you
politicians
feel like
call that pivot. It's called a
pivot.
pivot.
Ability to pivot, and then it makes you even forget what the original question was, and makes you feel that he answered it even though he didn't. The pivot, it's incredible. Should we move on to that? Like, or do you
Sure.
guys,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was kind of interesting. I feel like the tell-all goes by so fast that they don't really dig into it as much as they should, like some of these things, right? So they talk about the prank that Bilal did on Shaida with the house. And then they even bring out the okay, you know how the tell is all over the place. So let's just stick with this one about the whole prank thing at the house.
Mm.
Some of them agree that they didn't like it. Some of them, for example, like Shahida, they brought out the ex Shahida, who said that she felt sad for Bilal about the response that Shahida had because she actually lived in that house for 2 years. And if Shai really loved Bilal, she would not have been so sad about the house and said all those things that she said. What did you guys think about all of their reactions to the prank?
The reactions to the prank. I don't
Mhm.
think they said anything too bad about Shaida, right?
No.
I think they were like kind of empathetic to like the fact that, you know, like see where she was coming from, that he kind of misrepresented himself. And like I think some of them got mad at Bilal a little bit for like, why are you playing pranks on your like future wife or testing her? You know what I mean?
Right, testing her, right? Guillermo says that he wants to be like Bilal when he grows up.
Patrick wants to be like Bilal too. Patrick said he was in awe.
I know that he was in all of his sales tactics. And when Patrick actually described some of the tactics, and Shida was like, "Yes, exactly." The
Mhm.
whole like, what was it? Like if somebody has something to say, oh, like not allowing somebody to say no or something. Like
Mhm.
Can't take no for an answer.
yeah, like you give another response or something so that they don't feel negative about it. I don't know what it is. Like if the other person has something negative to say, you kind of like have another response to give back to them, and you twist it, and I don't
Or
know.
like, yeah, like he twisted like when Shadi would be like, you're no, you're OCD. He'd be like, well, it's not OCD, it's this, you know, it's just about being tidy, blah blah blah. Stuff like that. But in every situation he'll do that. I could see how that could be like frustrating because you can't feel like, you know, you're getting your point across in any way. Like you don't even feel heard.
Right, that you don't even know if it's the real him. Like Patrick was saying, it's like a persona that he put on that Bilal like can't get out of. Like it's like now he's just a salesman. Like
Mhm.
you don't even know who Bilal is. It's like when your parents are therapists or something and they can't get out of therapy for mode.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what that's like, but that's what you hear or something like
Mhm.
a stereotype on TV. Like,
Yeah.
hey, like, can you just be my mom and not be a therapist? Like, hey, Bilal, can you just be here? Can you just break out of the script and like actually be here? And it's almost like he just can't break out of it. He's been in it so long that that is him.
But
He,
after a while, sorry, go ahead.
oh, that's it.
I was gonna say after a while he got really quiet. He did seem like it affected him. Like he said at the very end, you know, I thought that I was like, you know, he's out here being a good guy, but everybody hates me.
They sure do. Well, maybe he can finally see what it is that people mean when they try to criticize him.
Yeah, because yeah, maybe his salesmanship gives him a blind eye to any kind of like critique from anybody, so he can't hear any kind of like constructive criticism, and so he's never able to improve like in that way because he just twists everything. You know what I mean? They can't help but twist it.
And they bring out the ex-wife, Shahida, and she kind of mentions they ask her like what happened to your relationship, and she said basically all of the problems that Shai has. Like he lectures a lot, she wanted a partnership and she felt like she got a parent, um like all those things that we have seen as a problem now with Shai. Like that's the whole reason why his ex-wife divorced him. But then I was kind of proud of Shida's response because she was very. She's like, well, they got married young and I'm older now. I'm 37. So I know how to handle the situation or how to work through it. I'm a strong woman, blah, blah, blah. What did you guys think of her response to that?
It's good. Like she held her own. She comes as her charming self as always.
I know she's strong, but she didn't try to totally be defensive about Shahida's response. She wasn't like, no, no, our relationship isn't like that, blah, 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 blah. Because, you could see how somebody would want to feel that way, especially they're attacking. So, but she wasn't like that. She's like, you know what? It's fair. It's a fair comment. I do see some of the similarities, but I'm also 37, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, that was also very maybe she's taking notes from Bilal. She
It's a
too
power
would be
couple.
very diplomatic. Okay. And then I also wish that they got into more of the nitty gritty with the conversation about the prenup when the ex-wife came to the house and was talking to Shai about the prenup. I wanted them to grill the ex-wife. Like, why were you talking to her like that? Like, do you not see how aggressive you're being? Blah, blah, blah. Because we saw on the tell-all that Shai didn't even want to look at the ex-wife, that there's still some bad blood there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they didn't really ask the right questions. All the only thing that happened was Shahida said, well, it's a business and, she is marrying him with all these assets and she doesn't have any. But they didn't really grill the ex-wife, I feel like, as much as they should have.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to be. I mean, she could have come at her a different way, but it just come across like she's just looking out for her kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think like Shahida's gonna get any money anyway, right? It's like it's just about the kids. So I kind of sympathize with her for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shai said that she thought she was going to be like a sister to her, someone who's going to help her. But after that conversation, she realized that wasn't going to be the case. Oh, more things. And they're still not pregnant. And they're still discussing about the whole getting pregnant and having children thing.
Do you think it's ever going to happen for them?
Oh, man.
No.
Really?
Oh.
What?
Bilal's gonna find a way.
Wow,
Yeah.
I know, right? She is 37. Like, how could you not be trying by now? You have to be.
No, they're trying, but they're basically not trying in a way that would get them pregnant.
Well, that's what I mean. They're just doing a lot of practicing.
Yeah, it's practice rounds right now. Yeah.
But not making it happen.
They've had enough practice, though. You know what I mean? Making
The Olympics comes eventually.
Yeah. That's right. But that was also one of the relationships that Jibri said is not going to work. His sense of who's not going to work is really bad. Like, really?
Do we feel like Jibri's gonna work?
I don't know. I kind of want to say yes because Miona is so steady. Like, she looks like she has such a steady hand. Like, she doesn't seem like someone who wants to upheave anything. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
See them diverging because they're just like two creative souls that are eventually going to want to do their own thing.
Yeah, I could see that too.
So is that what you think, Will? Do you think that they're gonna not make it?
I think they will make it, but like in a way that's not healthy or good, right? Because I feel like Jibri and his relationship David is like toxic, but then they keep it going for whatever reason. So I feel like it'll be that way.
What is it about Miona that's toxic? I don't see anything. What?
No, but I mean like their relationship, if it becomes like toxic, I feel like if they're just gonna keep it going. That's why I'm saying like they'll probably make it, but like in a not healthy way.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. Like that Miona, she doesn't strike me as someone who is a not healthy person.
But even they like had a little tiff, like when Jibri got mad, like it's like you used to be on your like makeup game, but you're not doing it anymore, right? I feel like that. I feel like Jibri is such like it's like a pendulum, like he swings so far, in
An
many
emotional roller
directions.
coaster.
Yeah, so I just feel like I could easily see that happening in the future. Even if like Miona's stayed very steady,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like no matter what, the Jibri's just gonna be all over the place.
Okay, well, if it does end, it's gonna be because of Jibri. Jibri's like, my creative juices aren't good with you, Miona. I have to go. I have to go, and he just like runs into the forest.
I can hear that.
He just runs into the forest. Yeah.
You know, oh my, you're taking my juices, and you're pulling me down, Miona. I gotta go. Yes.
I'm all about love and light. You know, I gotta keep loving everybody.
Didn't he already say that in the season? Something about like Miona's not like, oh, he was saying that when he was talking to his mom, right? That Miona is not is holding him down or something.
Like she's not in her creative game or something, you know.
It
But that was
also
when
it was
she was
affecting
obsessed with the wedding, though.
Yeah. Oh, that Jibri, man, we could go on forever. That he put fuel into this tell-all. I feel like he was the fuel for this tell-all because otherwise it would be kind of boring. There wasn't anything major that happened that was entertaining.
Maybe they paid him extra to be volatile.
But do we need another villain?
We had no villains. Well,
Bilal was the
Bilal.
villain.
Bilal, but he was like the most Bilal villain of all.
I
Not how like
know.
Bilal sounds like boring, like bland. Bilal, bland. That's him. He's a
Yeah.
bland villain.
So we could do Kara and Guillermo real fast. They didn't really talk that much about that drama. All they did was like Kara's pregnant. And they're really excited about it, and they bring out Kara's ex-husband. And Jibri even talks shit about Kara's not ex-husband, ex-boyfriend. For no reason. And so like he just talked about how Kara really affected him, changed his life, made him not trust women, and then Kara just like, I don't know, I didn't really think about it. And I could totally see that happening. I could totally see like Kara just like totally didn't think it through. And she apologized too. She was like, I'm sorry that happened. And even though like it really affected him, like what, she can't do anything about it now. And then he said, he just still doesn't think Guillermo was man enough for Kara. And then Jibri starts talking shit about calls him Osby Osborne. And then that's it. And then they go off into the sunset and we never see or hear from them again.
What if they are like the next people on the next
They better
series?
not. I don't want to see them
Oh,
again.
man, they're so boring. Well, yeah, we've talked about this many times, but they wouldn't have
Come
any
on, we have
follow-up.
to.
Yeah.
We have to see Guillermo grow up and become Bilal.
He's become a man right in front of us.
In front of our eyes. Bilal should teach. He should write a book, man. He really should. Oh, side note. Yeah, side note. Okay, wait. Side note. Our favorite Indian matchmaking person, Aparna,
Uh-huh.
she wrote a book.
Oh, yeah? What is it
Yeah.
about?
I think it's about her experience on the show.
You would write a book.
She would, yeah.
Oh my God. I can't even. I have no comments for Aparna.
Okay. Okay, and so that's it for them. Who do we go to next?
We got an easy one with Emily and Kobe. So theirs also kind of ended not really with a bang, but they showed the new baby. So they have a daughter. They're beautiful. What do you guys think?
Very cute. Looks just like him. The daughter looks just like him.
Yeah, I saw some pictures on like People Magazine's website where they were also recapping the baby for the two of them, and those professional pictures they had looked really good.
Oh my gosh, yes, I was gonna say that. The last picture that they showed, I was like, oh, that is such a good. I loved it. I loved
With that brick
the
wall
smile.
look.
Sorry?
with the brick wall in the back.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the
that one
color
was nice.
scheme. I was like, that
Yeah.
is such a good. I didn't know Emily had such good taste. I was like, what was that Emily's idea or what? Because I did not think she had that good taste. So that's a nice.
Speaking of Emily, I don't know what happened, but I kind of liked her in the tell-all. She seemed super supportive. Even though she thought that they would be coming for her, a lot of the questions that they had for her were kind of like soft, so she didn't really feel like she was that crazy lunatic that we were watching all season. She looked really
Mm,
friendly. She was kind of soft. And I think she was like super likable, especially when she went to go support Bilal and Shy at the end.
yeah. Well, didn't they say that probably nobody wanted to come for her because she's a new mom or something?
Oh, really? I mean, they spent time talking about her placenta. I was like, is this a plug about her
Yeah.
placenta?
Yeah, so that was a weird thing. So,
Okay.
did you eat your placentas? Your many placentas? You're still now,
I
right?
know I had many placentas and I did not eat them. Although I
Yeah.
wish I did. I guess I should have done eating some. I should have done that.
Yeah, maybe Emily's onto something. You should have a new baby and try.
Okay, just for that. Thank you, Emily. I
Um,
thought that was so funny. I was like, of all the things they could talk about, they could talk about, remember, like, I don't know, the gender dynamics or something. I don't know, the best friend showing up. They didn't bring up his best friend.
no,
That's
they only brought
true.
up Emily's parents because they still live there. We still don't know what the gift that Emily's dad gave to Kobe, but we
Which
do
I'm
know
really
that the
glad.
wife, me too. I think a little mystery for the family is good. We heard a little bit about their sexual challengeness.
Competing with the
Why?
breasts.
Yeah, competing with the breasts with his son, and I guess everybody got asked like, what is it about sharing breasts? And Patrick said he would share
Yeah.
one boob for him and one boob for the baby.
And
And the
Jibri was
mom,
excited.
that's true. The mom said something really good too.
What was it?
She was like, well, let's just like recognize that the breasts are for the babies and the for the male entertainment, it comes second. That's only like a bonus. It's really
Yeah,
just for the
she's
for
true. It's true.
kids.
She's right.
Yeah. Wait, how old did they say their daughter was already? Like 4 months or something? Like, did they
A
say?
few months. I can't remember.
Oops, sorry. And they said that they, got it in a few times already. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Good for them.
Yeah, so their life consists of basically Kobe working in the farm because they still live at home, and Emily picking up groceries and cooking dinner. That's their contributions to the house.
Hey, those things count.
They do, but if you were Emily's dad, he'd want you out of there.
Yeah, he's like, I'm ready for some cash flow.
Yeah, but at least he gets a good quality time with the grandkids,
Oh yeah.
right?
They only say that, and then when you move out, they're like, "Oh, don't you want to come back?"
Oh, really? I don't hear that. Like that. I mean, I don't hear that. My grandparents are, I mean, the grandparents in this house are like, all right, peace, y'all. I'm ready to be on my phone. I mean, if you have to really think about it, though, wouldn't you rather be on your phone? Come on.
If you really think about it.
I mean, I don't have to think that hard. I would always rather be on my phone.
Exactly. They're like old people who have aching backs and hurting feet. Like, do you think you want to run around with
You
children?
want them to chase like a hyperactive 2-year-old?
Yeah. No. No, they want to be on their phone, okay? When they're like, wouldn't you rather be out there, go getting it, travel, doing everything? And you're like, no, I just want to sit on my ass all day, watch TV, call Uber Eats. No, I do
Oh,
not
that's a
want
great
to be
day.
taking classes to better myself. No, I do not want to. Meeting up with my friends. No. I want to live like I'm still COVID life for life.
Forever.
COVID life for life. At least that's what
Um,
at least that's what the grandparents hear. I mean, I don't know if that's really true, but it feels like that.
Well, that's pretty much it for these two. Didn't have much drama. I guess they recapped what Kobe's reaction was to the sex before seeing your son. Are you still on his side or her side? I guess there weren't really sides. It's just he was saying that he wishes he would have been mentally prepped because he was only looking forward to meeting his son.
hmm. Yeah, I guess he can be mentally prepped, but I feel like the whole thing was like a non-issue. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's
Well,
totally no drama for these two.
yeah. But you're right though, they could have talked about the dynamics with the friend and like him telling the secret, but they totally skipped over that. But they needed to talk about the placenta. Like Sean actually asked about the placenta.
I thought she was about to mention a company or something. Like in Southern California, there's a company called, I don't know, something. It felt like a plug. It was so out of nowhere, left field.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. So who do we have left? Oh, we got let's do Ari and then let's do Mohammed.
Mhm.
Mohammed, that's saving the best for last.
Yeah, I got to say there.
Yes. Okay. Ari, we find out that she actually went back to Ethiopia for 3 months. She was trying to help house and feed the people because they're in like a civil war right now, and like raise money for it. And she went with Avi. Bilal stayed. I mean, Bilal, Biniam. Lots of bees in here. Biniam stayed behind, and she blocked him, and everybody was shocked. Oh my god! She blocked him. How could you block your husband? She said so as not to be so controlling. I guess so she doesn't like think about it as much, and she focuses on Avi. What do you guys think about this?
Totally weird behavior for the two of them.
I know they are a weird couple, but she said that, she didn't think it was healthy, but it worked. And I guess, yeah, it's not healthy, but it
But
worked for
how's she
them.
gonna get mad when he does it to her?
Well, she knows that, like, she was being hypocritical. But she looked at it as like giving him his space. Like she thought that he wouldn't even notice.
He
And
did
so,
not notice.
yeah, and she was trying to like be like not as needy. So it was really like more for her to change her behavior. And plus he was in Vegas. Like I'm pretty sure he wasn't mad.
I think he was not mad. And I know it sounds crazy, but I totally understand what she's talking about.
Yeah.
It was like to prevent her from being crazy. She did it for herself, not necessarily because she knew that he wasn't really going to call a lot, probably, like maybe
Mhm.
his behavior, his like habits. It's not that he was like going to be calling as much as she probably would be bugging him and checking up on him. But anyway, yeah, it's some backward way, I guess, to control her own behavior. It's probably
Mhm.
not the most healthiest, which she acknowledged, but yes, it worked.
Yeah.
What else? Okay, they talk to all the people chime in about how Binia needs to stand up for his wife. They couldn't believe that he let his sisters throw wine on Ari and they replayed that whole scene. And it did look really bad. I did feel really bad for Ari.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, there's not like there's no difference or differing opinions here, really. They were just like saying that was really bad for that to happen to Ari, and they were all bagging on Bini for not um defending her, but even Ari like understood like where like Biniam's issues about speaking up. So she wasn't even really that mad at Bini herself.
How about that whole thing about Ari saying that the 3-month break was good for them and that she like commitment is really scary and sometimes she feels like she's like too much or something and she just wants to run away. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It is weird because but we all know that she's like one of those kind of, what do you call it? A whimsical, traveling, spontaneous person. Like the fact that she went to Ethiopia for a week and then ended up staying for 3 months. That's very on brand for her. So I can understand why she says that commitment is scary for her, but at the same time, why is she so jealous? You know what I mean?
Did you guys think that her jealousy was a big problem?
Just that one instance with the training partner, but she said also it's because Benny didn't say anything. Like he didn't like tell her the truth. And then, Jibri had a lot to say about that. Like, y'all ain't gonna make it. He talks like you need to support him. This and that.
Bring him up. Bring him up.
Yeah, bring him up.
You're dimming his light.
There you go.
Dimming his light.
You're dimming his light.
I was like, dude, they got kids. Like, it's complicated. Calm down.
Exactly. Like, excuse me, projecting much. You talk about dimming lights and all this, and you're the one who was talking about Miona dimming your light, and now everybody's like, and now you're saying, I think you're projecting here.
Yeah.
What else? Okay, and then it comes out. Oh, and then I don't know. Actually, Ari came out very understanding this tell-all. She's kind of saying she understands why Biniam didn't stick up for her. That a lot of times he wants to say things, but he just feels stuck. And then it comes out that what did you guys think about how Biniam was this tell-all? His attitude and stuff. What did you guys think about him?
I didn't really notice anything that stood out. He didn't really say that much.
Felt the same because it just feels like he's really struggling to try to express himself.
Yeah. I was like, is he checked out or something? I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway, it comes out that he says that they may not even really be together if it wasn't for Avi because they have so many differences.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ari tries to come in and clean up his statement. Like, no, we love each other. Everything is good. It's just that, we're very different people and our relationship is very difficult, but we worked through it. And I was like, it sounds like that doesn't sound like what he's saying. Ari, it sounds like he's saying you guys wouldn't be together if it wasn't for Avi.
Well, she said that too in multiples of her confessionals.
That's true. Good point. Yeah. And also what else? At the end, it was really weird because it almost sounded like they were gonna break up or something. She's all like, and even if we're not together, I just want to say that I really appreciate him for showing me, telling me about commitment, about family, about God, and having Avi, which is the greatest gift. And I'm like, wait, what? What's going on here?
Do you think they're gonna make it?
I don't know. I feel like maybe the only thing that I think that they wouldn't make it is because maybe Biniam starts to become really big, like he starts to become famous and his career starts getting up and he starts looking around and realizing he has other opportunities and options or something. That's all something that I'm thinking about. What about you?
I don't know. I don't know. They seem like they already went through so much together, and the fact that they may be together because of Avi, but now that they're together, that seems like they do love each other, and like it seems like it's getting better. Like from the past seasons, like it's gotten better every season.
Good point, right? And Bini did say that now she's listening to him. Before she wouldn't listen, and now she is, and their communication is getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like some other like Jibri Jibri thing, I guess. And I think this was a mistake though. Like Ari kind of jumps on Jibri because she says like, "Look, you're trying to say something about Biniam because he's trying to communicate, and you're making fun of him." But it was about the whole like sharing boobs and everything. And I did look back. I rewound it like 3 times. Do you guys know what I'm talking about when Ari
Yeah.
was saying that?
Like you're
And
saying,
it
like
did.
you're talking about bullying, but you're bullying a Biniam right now.
And I rewound it to see, and it did almost look like Jabri was mimicking Bini, but it was in the sense that, like, as in, oh, you're talking about breast now. You have nothing to say, type of thing. That's what it looked like. It didn't actually look like he was trying to make fun of Biniam.
Yeah, like his like couldn't speak English very
Right,
well.
right. Yeah, so I think that was just a bad misinterpretation.
Mm.
I mean, Jabri did a lot of crazy things, but that wasn't one of them. Like that. But maybe Ari was on the defensive because he was
she
just like,
she
yeah,
she kept
bullying.
saying a lot of stuff like back to Jibri but it was true because he did comfort them really really hard.
He did. He did. And I was so shocked. The thing that I like about Ari is that she doesn't get really defensive and out of hand. She
Hmm.
actually keeps her cool really well.
Maybe that's why she can like go do all those spontaneous things and not get freaked out or panic.
Yeah, yeah. Like all the things that he said, you would think that she'd be wilding out and stepping, leaving, getting up and leaving and doing all the other crazy stuff that people do. But she was just like quiet. Like she let him have the last word,
Hmm.
even though it's something crazy, and she just smiles and moves on.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it. Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think
So,
that we probably will see them again, right?
I think so
I could
too.
see that.
Yeah. Do you want to do like the dinner, the entree, the main course?
So let's just get to the nitty gritty of the story. The special guest is one of Yvette's friend from her squad, and they air the recap of the first time that they've met. So yeah, that was like looking back now, that's a pretty uncomfortable conversation to be having with a group of strangers, to just immediately come for you and just be like, I heard you were a virgin, I heard you were this, I heard you were that, how did you know what to do? You know what I mean? It's like incredibly personal. And so I think in general, I think Mohammed was kind of in the right. What do you think?
I would have to agree that it was inappropriate for them. I think putting myself in that situation, I'm like, if you're with a group of meeting some people for the first time and they're all friends and like they're all asking you invasive questions and they're all giggling and laughing to themselves, like that's kind of like super annoying and like not like it's not gonna make me feel good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and it was such a hip, I mean, I guess the questions were, one, super offensive in general, kind of borderline sexual harassment, right? But at the same time, it's like what Mohammed said. If you really were at that point trying to get to know me and look for red flags, evaluate me as a person, does you knowing that I'm good in bed change your perception of me? And I
Hmm.
thought that that was such a clever response, because it's like, yeah, like it it nullified everything she said
Hmm.
about, like, we were just protecting Eve, we were making sure this, we were making sure that. And it was true. It was like, what can you say after he like calls you out like that?
Yeah, he was like, "Do you know me better now that you know I'm good in bed? Do you know anything more?" And she's like, "Well, we know a little bit more."
Yes,
I'm like,
exactly. It's like
okay.
the definition of moded. You got moded.
I feel like that conversation is a conversation that happens with your girlfriends, like with Eve. That's something that you might ask Eve, when they're all together, all the girls, that they would ask that of to her. Like how does he know what to do? Did he watch porn? Like yes, that to her, but not like when you're meeting him and you're all together meeting him for the first. You know what I mean? It's like girl talk, like I
Mm.
suppose.
Yeah.
But they did it with him, which is weird.
Yeah, I think it was super intentional. They were there to embarrass him, it seemed like.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think that she gave a valid apology at the end? Because I did want her to say, you know what, you're right. That probably wasn't the best questions to ask you. It wasn't inappropriate. I mean, it was inappropriate.
Yeah, and her semi apology was like, well, we asked you afterwards, are you good? I'm like, that's not really an apology. You just heavily offended my man's over here, and you're like asking him if he's good.
Right. And then also, he may not want to say anything because it's the first time he's ever meeting you. Like, he's new to America, awkward situation, and he doesn't probably want to stir the pot that much. He's on TV. So he might say, yeah, I'm good or something, right?
Mm.
Well, it seems like they buried the hatchet because he shook her hand. See, he
Yeah,
says that he's not mad at anyone.
yeah, and they talk again towards the end, and then when Eve grabs him, and like and then she, I think, does say she apologizes or something, but she does it in a way where she's referring to like the fact that she already apologized, but who knows if that really happened, you know?
Yep. So you
Oh,
would think that Mohammed. Oh, you had the comment.
no, I was just going to say overall that Muhammad looked really different. I
It's
guess
his
his
hair.
hair wasn't straight or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
looks like he's getting the waves on his hair.
Yeah. Okay, that's all.
So did you think that Mohammed was a good guy after this tell-all? Because he's not. The answer is he's not.
Correct. Yeah. You had one valid point. That does
Yeah,
not
I
make
saw
him
you.
a
You guys, I saw you were
douchebag.
trying to come for a comment there, but I had to cut you off.
I mean, so I guess what we're saying is that the friend was right, even though
The
she was
friend
wrong.
was, yeah, the
She was
friend
also
was
right.
right. And oh my
Yeah.
God, if we were bad mouthing the friends, we are definitely on their side after this
Yeah.
because Mohammed is cheating on Eve.
Wait,
Dun,
what?
dun,
Really? Did that come
dun.
out? Is that
Well,
like
not in the sense that he is starting relationships on the internet. You don't think that's cheating?
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. Especially if it went into the depth that it did. Like they were showing some of the texts, and he really was saying, long story short, yeah, I don't really want to be in this relationship. As soon as I get my green card, I'm on my way to see you.
Oh damn, that's like that's so bad. That's so
Yeah.
damning right there.
Wait, where
Yeah,
did you hear it?
They
he showed the
showed it. They showed
screenshots.
the screenshots of the texts.
Wait, on the show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On the tell-all?
Yeah.
What? I don't know. I somehow
You
missed
didn't
that.
watch the last 2 minutes, the best 2 minutes of this entire show.
No, I think I missed it. Oh my
Oh yeah,
God.
girl, there are some juicy texts.
Oh
So
my
Yeah.
he
God,
was
I don't
definitely
know.
engaging with another person,
Uh-huh.
and it was borderline romantic texts.
So you didn't see the last part where Eve was talking, like she made a video?
No, the last thing I saw was like it was the end of the tell-all and like the commenters. The whole time we've been talking about we totally missed the commenting.
Oh yeah, we
From
should have talked
Kenny.
about that. Yeah.
From
Oh,
our
I
boy
love
Kenny.
I don't
Kenny.
know, which I thought was
Yeah.
pointless.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
they're commenting things we would comment on. You're taking our jobs away, guys.
I know, hello. Yeah, that was the last thing that they were who was meeting them? I don't know if it was Emily. No, that was later on. Yeah, I don't know. I just missed that.
Yeah,
So
it
it
was
was
like
like a
the last
video of her. It
2 minutes.
was a video of her separately, like out of the tell-all talking about.
No, so it
Yeah.
comes up with a red screen, when like something emergency, urgent, or emerging happens.
Okay, yeah. Maybe
It
my
says that,
recording got cut off or something. Okay, go ahead.
oh
Mhm.
yeah, probably. It says that shortly after the tell-all, Eve discovered some texts in Mohammed's phone. And so she kind of explains her side of the story by Zoom
Mm-hmm.
and says, like, after the tell all, I just asked to look at his phone real quick and quickly saw some inappropriate texts and inappropriate photos. And she's really disappointed in him. And then they cut to Mohammed, who basically says, "Yeah, all of this is true. Everything that you see here is 100% happening. And I'm sorry to disappoint Eve, but I'm really going to try to work hard in this, in my marriage." And he says a thing that all men say: "She didn't deserve this." But it's like, but you did it to her.
Oh my gosh. Sir, bless you. So is Eve gonna try? Did she say she's gonna try to work it out with him?
Bitch. So it came out the other day that Eve beat the shit out of him.
Really?
So she was
This is
arraigned.
good.
I think she was
Just
arraigned or
here.
indicted. I can't remember, but she was. Just came out on like some actually major news articles that Eve was arrested for domestic abuse, for a single
Yeah.
count of domestic
Yeah.
abuse. Yeah.
I
Oh
mean, so
no.
complicated because it's like, it's not right to put your hands in somebody else, but at the same time, Muhammad is a big dude. Eve is like super skinny. What could she have really done? And then also, I mean, I guess she could do a lot of things, but I don't know. It just seems like, I hope it wasn't that bad. And then she needs to take care of her kid, Who's going to take care of her kid? That's hard.
Oh man, I feel
Yeah.
so sad for her that she was sorry for the other additional noises here. um, I feel so sad that she was driven to that point to like assault him and now she's arrested. Like, don't you feel so bad that she was pushed to that point?
Hmm.
Because she seemed so quiet and soft spoken. And even when he was sending her all of those terrible texts about finding a new sponsor, she's all like, "But babe, no, you can't do that. I'm your sponsor." Like anybody else would just be super pissed. Like, what the hell do you think you're doing? Of course, you can't find somebody else. Like, what's your problem? Anybody else would have been a lot more aggressive about it, but she was still really sweet. So to think that she committed physical violence on him and got arrested is so sad.
Hmm.
She
Well, I
does
mean,
not deserve that. That's the one. She did not deserve that.
yeah, and plus it's like such a huge smack in the face. Like she fought super hard against everybody around her for that relationship. And for him to say, I just want to be here for the green card and I'm going to get rid of her after, like, that's so terrible.
Yeah, that was in black and white that he quite literally said that. And that's like one of those things you can't undo
Hmm.
because it really
You
shows your true color.
absolutely cannot undo that. After seeing that, how could Eve even want to give him another try? No.
Yeah, it was just so clear. Like that was a major red flag when he said, "If you don't do this paperwork today, I'm out. Like getting another sponsor or send me back to Egypt." Like if someone says that to you, you should probably consider that he's only in it for a green card.
But I don't know because when he brought that up, when that came up, everybody was on his side. And they were saying, like, even Shy was like, "Oh, well, even I said I'm going to go back to Trinidad." Right? Don't you guys remember when they were talking about
Yeah.
it? I was shocked. I was like,
Yeah, but now it showed like, you know, a broken clock is right twice a day, they say. Like all six of the other immigrants might be true for them where it's like super frustrating and they just want to be able to help in the house and work and take care of themselves and contribute to the family. But this dude was caught. He was like the one exception. We
Hmm.
think every single person is in it for the green card and we always usually end up wrong. But this is like the first one that I can think of for as long as we've been watching the show that someone actually was in it for the green card.
Okay, so let me read this thing from In Touch Weekly. It says, Eve's rep denied the domestic abuse claims by saying the domestic abuse allegations have been falsified by Mohammed. Mohammed and the woman he has been cheating on Eve with have discussed his options from the very beginning. Um, They specifically discussed a U visa and how Mohammed could qualify for this just in case Eve found out about his indiscretions. The domestic abuse allegations are completely false and just a ploy to keep him in the US. Eve was not arrested on 8/15 or any other day. The statement continues, Eve has never been abusive towards Mohammed and just wants this chapter of her life to be done so she can move forward. So who knows what really happened. But they did split right after this incident.
Wait, what they split right after what?
You know, the allegations about her domestic abuse. So like just earlier this month. Like a week and a half ago.
Wow. Okay, so she wasn't arrested, or she was. Which one?
She wasn't. It says that she was not arrested.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. I'm glad, because I'm like, man, this really sucks for her. She did do that, and now she's arrested. She's such a nice lady. You can tell that she's really nice, just making bad choices with him. With love.
Yeah.
Love makes you do crazy things.
It's the theme of 90 Day Fiance.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it's not true. I hope it's really not true.
Yeah.
Man, he's the worst. What a terrible guy.
He's the real villain of this season.
Sleeper villain.
So probably he was like the worst that we've seen on 90 Day Fiance, right? Or this is the worst situation.
Worse than Big Ed?
Oh, Big Ed. Did we do a season with Big Ed?
No.
Yes, I don't know. He probably did something worse, but I don't know. Maybe Colt. I don't even remember that. Yeah.
Oh shoot, that was really crazy. There was domestic violence and stuff in that case. Like, oh, that was crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So what are we thinking? Are we ready for next season? It looks good. I think it looks good.
It does look good. I'm shocked with how good the previews look.
Yeah, even though we have to see stupid Angela again, like I'm so excited.
Me too.
I'm excited to see Jenny and Sumit. I want to see Jenny old
You're the
doing
true love.
everything.
Oh my god, you're like Kama Sutra?
Okay, so yeah, this
I don't know who
season.
came up with that, but that's freaking gold. I don't know what producer decided to put that in Kama Sutra. That's amazing.
This season probably, what do you think? What wasn't the best? It wasn't our favorite. We've had funner seasons in the past, right?
Yeah, it's not even like gonna register in my top 10.
Yeah. I feel like these seasons are more, they tend to be more serious, and the other way seasons are like more fun.
The Other Way, I'm super addicted. I could watch The Other Way.
Yeah.
That could be like the one I cover all the time.
Yeah, The Other Way is like just much more of a good time.
Yeah.
So I think it starts next week. There's usually no break, right?
I think so. I think it starts next week.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll be here. We'll be ready for the next season.
All right, bring it on.
All right. So
the summer season.
with that said, I want to say thank you to everybody who gave us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. If you haven't left a review, please do so on whatever podcast app you use. It really helps us keep creating the podcast. And with that said, thank you, Dylan. Thank you, B. Anything else?
Now, looking forward to next week.
All right, good times.
All right. Bye.
Bye.